Hey everybody, it's Drew Barrymore here with Tip Tuesdays for Flower Beauty. This one is a special one because we're including our dear friends at ELLE magazine. I just contributed for an article that they have coming out, and it's on Fingerplay with makeup. Something I'm really just not only a huge fan of, but it was the way that I learned to do makeup. The article includes such legends as Pat McGrath and Dick Page, and they mention my dear friend Gucci Westman, and these are all people that I know, I worship, and I've learned so much from. And when I was a teenager and working with all these amazing makeup artists, I really saw how fearless and amazing and talented, these are the true artists of our day, the icons, if you will. And they use their fingers. And so I learned so much working with them. And I love brushes. I love the art of brushes. I don't carry brushes around with me very often. And because I saw with my own eyes these incredible geniuses working with their hands, it taught me to be brave and work with my hands. So that's something that is being talked about in this great article, and our Tip Tuesday is in honor of the ELLE magazine about Fingerplay. So I'm going to quickly do a whole face that shows you Fingerplay. All right, I'm going to quickly cover up my dark circles because I'm pregnant and I'm not sleeping very much. Any woman who has kids can appreciate that. I'm going to start with my Skincognito stick. It's a really great cream foundation, and you know, you can wear it all over, but it's really meant for spot treatment, and it's great for during the day because it'll give you that heavy coverage without looking like big foundation cakey makeup. Okay, I'm going to take a little bit of foundation. It's even good if you want to combine it with a moisturizer. I've seen many makeup artists just throw it like on a white plastic plate right there at their makeup stations and just use brighteners and moisturizers and all of these factors that make your skin look really dewy, and they just like mix it all up with their fingers, and then they throw it on your face and they do like this whole massaging gesture, and it's amazing. And within a few minutes you have skin that you wish was in your everyday life, because it's so beautiful, and that's what makes them the amazing makeup artists that they are. So I'm not going to do them justice right now, but I'm just going to show how I'm going to try to get a better palette with my skin really quickly with a little bit of coverage that I use with my fingers. I'm using our About Face foundation from Flower Beauty from our line, and it has red algae and all these wonderful healing properties. So it's actually really great for making sure that your skin can breathe. The moisturizer works as a great protectant against your skin. It's just a great way to go about doing your face. Then I take a little powder, and I always do it in my oily tea because as dewy as I want to look, I don't want to look like, you know, I don't know, you know, when we forget to powder in those important proper places. Even like the corners of the nose is such a key area to just put a little powder in. It'll keep you going and like looking fresh and dewy, but in all the right places throughout the day. Now, cream blush, this is essential for Fingerplay. Cream blush is all about Fingerplay. I'm going to dab a little on the apples, but I'm going to start to then work it into the contour lines rather than just keeping it forward, because I don't know, the older you get, you kind of want that like great 70s contour line, like women love cheekbones. So you want that sweet little bit of color, but you also want to sort of have that very womanly look at the same time. And cream blush is so great for that because you can just move it around to exactly where you want to. In fact, the last time I used a brush with blush was like in the 80s when it was powder and we all did those crazy like Adam Ant lines. He was a guy and he wore like dramatic blush, but that's, you know, kind of how it was. So I think cream blush is very current and a great way to get a little color on your face. I also always take a little tiny bit and dab it at the top of my forehead, down the slope of my nose, and whatever I have left, I just go under the chin with it. Talk about contour, it's great. a great little shadow. And when you do it in that 3 formation, it's sort of like how we work with bronzer. It just gives you a little bit of sun-kissed color rather than just looking like you're wearing color on your cheeks. It looks like the sun did it a little bit more. So it's a great trick. Just a little here, here, and there. Okay, now I'm gonna pull out a product that I'm really crazy about. It's our new eye chubbies for Flower Beauty, and they're gorgeous, and they're full of pigment and color, and we did a lot of really playful colors. I love them. These are them, and I'm so excited about them. You can get them now at our walmart.com and at our Flower Beauty site, flower.com, and in stores. So I'm going to do a little eye chubby play right now. Now I'm going to start with a tiny bit of black in the waterline. I find that when you're working with an eye chubby or cream shadow, it's nice to give a little bit of definition and color pop to your own eyeballs. And the black really, really does that. It also doesn't look like you've got crazy color on your eyes, and it just has no sort of jumping off point. This gives it a little bit more bedroomized, a little bit more smoky, a little bit more sensual look, okay? So I just did a very tiny bit, and that's just gonna give me a better jumping off point. All right, now I'm gonna pick up a color in my shirt. I'm gonna go with Teal We Meet Again. This is a totally bold color, but I like that it's reflecting in my shirt. And hey, it's Monday. Why not, even though it's Tip Tuesday, I'm filming this on a Monday, why not do something bold? Now, the key with eye chubbies is you're gonna draw it on, but it's never really gonna be in the formation of where your crayon went. You're always going to have to use your fingers with an eye chubby. So what's great about it is you get to dictate where you think is most flattering for your eye shape. And I think this is, again, like the cream blush, something that's a little bit trickier with a shadow. It's powder, you usually have to use an applicator. I think with, you know, these great cream formulas, you can kind of really, really do it to where it's best suited for you rather than this sort of cookie cutter, you know, this is where an eye goes. Like, instead of an eye chart, you sort of say, this is actually what works best for me as an individual. Okay, so I've got a little bit of color. It's subtle. My eyelid is still coming through. Another great aspect of an eye chubby or cream shadows is that a little bit of your skin will come through, which just gives it a little bit more of a daytime, less sort of crazy exotic look. It has a tendency to just look a little more subtle and natural, even though you're going with a bold color. Now, for me personally, I always like to drag a little bit down on the lower lid as well, or the lower eye, I should say. Even just the tiniest little hint sort of makes it look to everybody like you're saying, I meant to wear this color, this was very purposeful. It goes a little less sort of drugstore 60s and a little more editorial current. You just sort of bring the color down. And because you have the black, they marry together really nicely. They sort of have a nice blendability in themselves. Mascara, very important. I think this is exempt from Fingerplay. I don't think I've ever done mascara with my finger, but who knows? Maybe that's the next big movement in makeup. Mascara is key because, like the black eyeliner, it's just going to bring it all together and give it like a nice sort of seal. So it'll also tie in the black of the waterline, which is really nice. And instead of looking like bare lid with crazy color, it'll it'll look like you spent a lot of time just giving a lot of artistry to the whole thing, and then you can make mistakes like I just did and just go in with your finger and fix them. Instead of using makeup removers that's just going to kind of undo what you already did. Women don't have a lot of time in life. We're on the go gals. If you make a mistake, fix it with your finger as quick as you can and move on. All right, that's it. Where your fingers do come into play, especially, is the bottom lashes. If you make any little, dribble marks or whatever, just get in there, fix it, done, bam, boom, bye. All right, I'm gonna throw a little lip butter on in our hot honeysuckle. It's a great color, so neutral for daytime, and just gives a little kick. But again, all of these things, your skin and your natural pigments are still shining through. So it's good for daytime, not to look like a total crazy person, like you overdid your makeup. All right, there. No brushes, all fingers, and totally fun. So thank you, ELLE Magazine, for having me contribute with you. I love you. Thanks for having Flower Beauty be a part of this really, really, really cool piece and article that you did. Everybody look out for it. It's very inspiring. And for all you people out there in Flower Beauty land, thanks again for watching this Tip Tuesday, and I'll see you next Tuesday.